You guys are right. I am ugly. I finally come to realize that. The only person in the world that said that I was beautiful was my mother.
Hi everyone, welcome to Shimmer Girl Talks. Today's topic, a self-proclaimed stud who has learned to live with the fact that she is ugly, her words. Now, I don't know her name, but I got this from JR Wisdom's channel. And as I often say, I don't have to shout these people out. They have way more clout than I do, but I'm giving him credit and obviously her credit because she made the content. And I will share his video covering this in the description box. But first, let's show you the video and then I will chime in.
You guys are right. I am ugly. I finally come to realize that. The only person in the world that said that I was beautiful was my mother. I'll never forget it. I was young. And she said, I know y'all think my daughter's ugly, but my daughter is beautiful. I get inboxes from black men says I'm ugly for a black woman. I was with a woman for 14 years, telling her every day she was beautiful. She never said once I was beautiful. Not even my dad said I look nice. So I come to accept the fact that I'm ugly and I never will be beautiful. That's why when the girls talk to me, they don't even like sleeping with me. I mean, I see the look on their faces. Even when I try to walk up to them, they'll give me this look. I know I'm ugly. I accept the fact that I guarantee you won't think nobody like me. You like those pretty studs, I get that. I'm ugly, and I accept that. So I'm not gonna lie and say I'm fabulous or gorgeous. I'm not that. I'm not that. I would never be that. Like I said, the only person in the world that told me I was beautiful is my mother. You guys never said that. And the thing about it is, you guys are lucky. You got people walking to you, damn, you fine. You go. I'll never get that. I'll never get that. I never will. I'm an ugly black woman, and I accept that. Take care.
Okay.
No.
That was actually heartbreaking to watch. I don't know how much of it I clipped, excuse me. But like I said, I will share this in the description box. If, to me, and I'm saying this as a woman judging another woman's physicality, she is not that ugly. Matter of fact, I've seen women who look no better than her, no different than her, and they have husbands, they have families. So I'm going to attribute her issue to some type of trauma that she experienced in her youth. A lot of times things that happened to us when we were young, I think Alanya Van Zant used to say the age of 7 tends to be where we stop mentally, I guess. So if you had a happy childhood up until 7, you pretty much carry that into your adulthood. But if something traumatic happened to you up to that point, you carry it with you the rest of your life. So I don't know who this woman is. So I'm just chiming in based on what I saw of the video. I'm going to assume that something happened to her in her youth. As women, we want to be viewed as pretty and desirable. And honestly, I'm going to be honest, I did not have this issue growing up. From the age of 13, I was always told that I was pretty and beautiful and all of that. And I get that, and not every man finds me attractive. So I don't want somebody chiming in telling me I look like a booger bear now. You know, it's funny, when I first came on to YouTube, you know, especially with that MGTOW movement, and I wasn't even speaking against it in any way, shape, or form. But men came into my comment section. I was called everything but a child of God, you know, based on my physical appearance. But you know why it didn't bother me? Because I know what I look like in real life. I know what men, nice looking men, have told me in my real life. Plus, I got a handsome husband. So what people hiding behind no picture calling me ugly, please. But this woman, in my opinion, is not an unattractive woman, but she carries herself in a masculine way. And I do feel that some Black women, not all, but some Black women, because they were never afforded the luxury to be considered soft and feminine and pretty, they do take on this masculine persona. And obviously that's going to be a turnoff for a lot of men. And maybe she's been pushed back so many times that she couldn't even bring herself to even be feminine and, you know, soft. But one point, it's a couple of points I want to make. One, can't nobody convince me that this lady, this young lady, did not have some young man in her past when she was a teenage girl or young 20s, I don't know how old she is, that had a major crush on her. Can't nobody tell me that she didn't have a guy that pursued her at some point. And maybe she didn't like the way he looked. That's just my personal opinion, because there was this girl that I knew in high school that the boys called E.T. She even sounded like E.T., the same complexion of E.T., everything. But she managed to have a child. So somebody laid up with her, you know, maybe she didn't keep him or whatever. But I mean, I haven't seen the girl in 40 years, you know, but that's just what I remember from my youth. So I don't think that this woman I think for her, it's a mental thing, because she is not a bad looking woman. And another point that I want to make, and I've kind of made it on this site before, on my channel before, I do think that, and y'all know I talk about the sisterhood a lot, the sisterhood, lesbianism, and feminism is all under one umbrella. And I do feel that a lot of these women who consider themselves unattractive and they decide to turn stud, they are trying to recruit other women. And someone had alluded in a comment that I saw a while back, it's probably been a year or so ago, that you know, how these women call, you know, Black women who don't fall in line with sisterhood, call us pick-me's, though I've been picked, call us pick-me's. They said that came out of the lesbian, you know, arena or whatever. And I can kind of see that. You know, because they couldn't get the desire that they wanted in a male. They don't want to see other women get it either. So they they discourage and they toss out names, call names or whatever. But I have seen women, you know, in my personal life, not like family or anything, but, you know, just walking down the street, going to a store. And the woman, Black woman, is, because she's not the definition of like a baddie or necessarily pretty, they do take on like this studdish type of the walk, the hair, the dress, you know, and it does make you wonder, did that come from trauma or, well, I'm not pretty anyway, so I might as well, you know, take on a man's persona and get a woman, and that way I will have some form of love in my life, you know. But that was my topic for today. Tell me what you think about this woman. I personally do not think that she is so unattractive that she was not able to get a man in her life, a man to love her. Because as I've said, I've seen women on the same par as her looks-wise and got husbands, families, children, the whole works. So, talk to you later.